But I think I'm going to end up sticking a little sliver of metal in there, I think, so that the Bondo glass won't fall through. Okay, I got a piece of sheet metal in here. Now there's plenty of backing to keep the Bondo glass from coming out. Now we hit this with a spray lightly, the etching primer, we'll be all set. This is for the guys that can't afford to have a body shop do it, like myself, have limited resources to work with. I ground this out with the wire brush. Got as much rust out as I can. I wasn't expecting a hole over here, but overall it's good. And we're going to hit it with the self-etching primer, because that's what they recommend. If you're going to prime before Bondo, use the self-etching primer. And the only reason I'm priming is because there's rust. I could use aluminum paint that's going to take longer to dry. Then I won't be able to Bondo this today. I can put Bondo glass, I think, right directly on here. I can put a little bit in here and let that set up, and then put more in so it doesn't fall through the hole. Being that this is irregular here, you don't have to worry too much about being smooth, you know. It's going to be Bondo glass, and there'll be nothing else, no finish on it or anything in this area here. When I get over to here, yes, up here where it shows. But down here, I don't have to worry about it. So, that should be good. That should be good. We're going to just coat the whole thing with the primer. Right over the tape and everything. The tape is there for safety. It don't matter, because it's going to get covered up anyways with the rubber. And I removed that other screw that was in there. So we're going to put the primer on now. Before we continue on, I just noticed the Harbor Freight piece of crap nibbler blade snapped off. I didn't even notice when I was working down here. Hope I still got the receipt. And this plastic thing came out here, so I don't even know if they'll take it back. And to think I was going to buy those electric $42 14 gauge shears. I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Even Bondo glass will fall through a hole. That's about an inch hole. It fell right through, even though I went on the other side. It came right through, because I went on the other side, and then before this hardened up, I tried to go over it, and the damn plug fell out. When you Bondo a big hole, you have to, no two ways about it, you have to put something in the hole. Whether it be fiberglass, or whether it be a sheet metal, or whatever. So if I do use that wax paper thing, there is going to be something put down first before you do it. Just like here, you got a backing so that when I put the Bondo glass in there, it's not going to fall through, because it's got all this metal here. So that is the way you got to do it. And I'm telling you firsthand, because I'm doing the job. Now, there's about a 1/4 inch hole in there. I don't know if you can actually see that. And underneath here, the damn stuff just ran down. It just ran down. And I don't think I used enough hardener, because it's taken a long time to harden up. And, you know, in my past bodywork videos, guys have told me I used too much hardener. No, I'm not using too much hardener. Because if you want that stuff to set up, otherwise you'll be here all day. You got to use, I think you use 1 inch of hardener for a golf ball size, or 2 inches, 2 inch of hardener, 2 inches. I always use a little more. I always do, and it comes out good, but I don't think I used enough this time. Let's see. Like I say, I'm not getting too fussy with this. I think I can put another coat on there. Because this is going to be covered with the mat anyways, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And get my rasp, but I'm not going to worry too much about it because, see, that's a piece of metal right there. If I use the rasp, I'm going to ruin it. So what we got to do is we got to build up in here again. We got to put a little bit of Bondo glass in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up enough so that I can do this, and I'll get the big spatula over here. Now I had to cut this in half because I didn't have a small one. So I could probably work with this, I think. I hate cutting down big ones, but I looked all over and I couldn't find my little ones, and I'm using these other things here that I showed you I picked up at the dollar store. Alright, let me mix up another bunch of Bondo glass, and I'm going to sand, rough this up a little bit and sand some more out of it. See, now it's closed up enough, nothing's going to fall through now. So I'm sure glad I put the metal in here, because otherwise Bondo glass would be coming down through the hole as fast as I can put it in. Alright, I just took some extra from here. This is a second coat on this. You know, I'm not using enough hardener in this. These little tubes here, I use at least 2, sometimes 3 tubes to a can of, a small can of Bondo. And how you can tell that you're not enough hardener is I just peeled this off 15 minutes ago off of the spatula. This is still sticky and wet on this side. So I'm not using enough hardener. They only give you one dinky little tube for a can this size. I haven't opened this one yet. I've been using what little bit of Bondo I got left, the Bondo glass. This is not enough. So I always have to go and buy extra, because they never give you enough. Now I've been doing body work not for a heck of a long time compared to a lot of guys, but I can say one thing: you got to use enough hardener. If you don't, this stuff is never going to set up. This is what I've been using. I'm able to wipe this right off of this thing. The outside dries, and underneath, when I take it off the spatula, it's still wet. See, it sticks to my hand. It's still, you know, it's cured on this side. It's not on this side, and it won't cure for maybe ever, because I don't use enough Bondo. This is sticky also. This is the other half of these were on the spatula. That's 15 minutes ago I did that. So I got more hardener in the shed. There's a box down there with bodywork stuff. I think I got more. If not, I'm going to go out and get some more, because this is ridiculous. I usually use 2 inches of hardener for a golf ball size hunk of Bondo. But I'm going to start using 3 inches, because it's just not enough. And this is warm weather too. Cold weather, you'd normally use more hardener, and the hot weather you'd use less. But in my case, I got to use more. I'm not using enough. I don't go by what the can says, because if you go by what the can says, it's never going to set up right. Now, I imagine probably overnight it would probably set up, but who the hell wants to wait a whole damn day for the Bondo to set up? I don't. All right, let's just go check and see now. I put that on about 15 minutes ago. Let's just see what it looks like. It seems to be. It seems to be hardening up. What you're hearing is me hitting the metal. That's not the Bondo. This is the part I'm concerned with, because this is what I was doing first. That's not too bad. It's not coming through anymore. Now I don't really have to sand that or anything, because the thing is going over the top of it anyhow. I don't think it's quite ready to sand. Alright, I got opened up the new can of Bondo, and I mixed it up a little bit. Sometimes this stuff separates. And we're going to mix it up on that plywood there, because I can't use these anymore. Can't find the receipt to this damn nibbler. I must have threw it out. Piece of crap. I'm surprised this second bolt cutter hasn't broken. Okay, we're gonna mix that up. I'll be right back. I'm mixing the Bondo now. Spatula, I can't find a wide one. Here it is. It looks a little brown because I put extra hardener in it. And we're doing the other side over here too, which you probably can't see on camera, but I'll show you that. Alright, yeah, she looks brown because I put a good amount of hardener in there. So the color is greenish, but with the reddish hardener. That's the screw sticking up right there. We're not worried about that because that was sticking up before when I had the mat in there. So we're going to just let that set now. Let that set. Come back in a little bit here. Alright, I hit the underside with some undercoating. But I didn't want to do that under here because I wasn't using sheet metal. I used the Bondo glass. Now this is pretty well set up. And I don't have to curve too much with this. I think what I'm going to do in this case is I think I'm going to take some regular Bondo and just give a little smooth this out a little bit. The mat comes right up to here, so it doesn't matter, this can stay rough. It's just right in this area here, right in through here, that I need to concentrate on, and I don't need to worry about this. And this seems to have set up pretty good. You got to use enough hardener in this stuff. This is still sticky here, but I could probably get that off without any problem. Now here's proof that if you use enough hardener, you'll be able to get this right off. See that? It's dry on the inside too. So, how nice it comes off. You just let it set there, it comes off. Now if you don't use enough hardener, it'll be dry on this side and sticky and wet like it was, like I showed you earlier, on the inside. Alright, I think we're done for today except for putting that piece on. I got the self-etching primer in there. I got the Bondo, the lightweight Bondo over the top of that. Now there's not a curve in there, that's a kind of a squared off corner in there. So the mat fits in. The mat fits right in here where my finger is. It just drops in there, so I couldn't make that curved like I thought it was going to be. So, fumes are strong here. Okay, so we'll just put that mat back in once that primer dries, and that'll do it. Okay, that's it. I had to put a washer on that screw that I drilled out. The hole was too big in the rubber because the drill slipped off the screw head because I couldn't see the slot with my rotten eyesight. So that's not going to get in the way. sticking. That's not sticking up too much, but it doesn't look as good as these. But hey, it's in there, and she ain't going nowhere. I'll guarantee that thing will last. Will last at least 10 years, and it'll probably outlast the van. Now, the next project that I have to do, but not necessarily in this order, is I got to do something with the door here and stuff like that. I have to work on that, and this area here. I might have to take this out, but there's clips in there, and I can never get them things back in, and what I end up doing is drilling a hole and putting a sheet metal screw in here. But that's why I don't like taking these off. I like to go around them if I have to. I try to. Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you for watching.